Welcome to Coffee Production Tips, brought to you by Uganda Coffee Development Authority. Uganda Coffee Development Authority is the government agency mandated to promote and oversee the coffee industry as a whole by developing research, facilitating coffee production and productivity, by training farmers on good agricultural practices, controlling the quality and improving the marketing of coffee for the benefit of stakeholders. In this series, a trained farmer, Mr. Wally Christopher, gives tips and demonstrates digging the hole, planting coffee seedlings, mulching, training coffee seedlings, and stamping coffee.
My name is Wally Christopher Magara. I'm here with Madame Obedi Nsubuga, Betty. We are going to illustrate on establishment of coffee, starting with digging the hole or hole making up to planting. We have selected a very good site. This is an old coffee garden, but we have to do gap filling, and you can see we got a very good site which there's sunshine, there's space, the air movement is good, and the soil the soil is fertile. Here we do a coffee banana planting system, so it is near a banana plant, so it's not a problem. So as he's going to dig, we are going to use this one. So already he had started, but the width is 2 feet square, and then the depth will be also 2 feet. He is going to separate the soil. The top soil he had started is put here, and the bottom soil is separated. Depending on the soil texture and depth is the top soil. So the top soil is very rich in microorganisms, organic matter, etc. This one. But this one is red soil, so we put it aside. When you have manure, like compost, you can add mix here in this top. You add mix manure. This is liquid manure. You add mix with the top soil to increase the fertility and the organic manure content. The use of top soil is to first give the life to the seedling because it has a lot of fertility. If the soil is black, it means it retains a lot of fertility and water. And the black soils always they retain soil temperature, good soil temperature. This hole is the most important item in coffee production. Apart from the good seedling, the improved one, etc. The best thing is to have a very, very good hole. And even if you don't do a lot of practices, this hole enough can do about 50% of very good coffee production. After filling here, we would have marked the hole. You see, it is here. So you put in the center, and then you leave the hole to set. We call it setting. It cools down. The chemistry, the biology goes on, and then even if there's too much rain, this hole will not be submerged. This is about 1 month or 2 months after digging the hole. The hole would have settled. We always test the softness of the soil with a forefinger like this one. When it goes like this, it means there's moisture. When it is hard, you might do another shower. But we have received 2 showers, and we are going to plant. The pot is equivalent to our palm like this one. So you just dig it with your palm like this. You can use a small hole. But if it is soft, you just use until the palm is like this, and then put the plant there. You maintain the slope. You maintain the slope. Then you harden like this. So even if too much rain comes, it will just go this way. It will not enter to make the roots unhappy. You harden, you put some water, and then also burst like this. Put some water around. Then you bring some mulch. People have not been mulching their coffee, and we want to start. We are going to reintroduce mulching of coffee because that is a climate smart technology. Whenever it rains, the water will do what? Will resist the water because the slope is this. So that you maintain the soil temperature, you maintain the soil moisture. So I leave this space. Why? The termites, because whenever you put a dry element on the ground, our friends the termite will come to break it down, to start the decomposition process. As they do, they will attack your what? Coffee. So you leave this space so that the termites and other insects don't tamper with the what? And that rain which comes will just go in also here, but it will be sustained so that the rate of evaporation is checked. We put ash around. This ash is very good. First, it irritates the insects which could have attacked the what? Our coffee. If you spot any disease somewhere, you can just peel off or remove that leaf completely, and you burn it somewhere. Yeah, before running straight to the what? To the drugs, to the agrochemicals. So that's my advice. Yeah, after planting, you go to your small office and you make a record of what you have done and maybe the expenses which have been incurred on that garden. If it is pure stand or gap filling, you put the costs and the activities so that you don't mind writing the very professional books. You just write planting, digging holes, etc. My ranch, that is it. It will be for the professionals to come, the agriculture officers, the what, to analyze for you these records. After planting 9 to 12 months, there's a very routine management which we have to do because this has one branch, but we want to get a multiple branching system so that we get the best out of this coffee. When the coffee is like that one, when it is about 3 to 4 branches, it will give you maybe 5 to 7 kilos of harvested coffee. So what we do is to first look at the plant like this one. So you train. The word training is I'm used. When you take it hard, it will break. So you train. Because this is a hardwood, you go on softening like this until it will abide like this. You go on training like this until it tells you what to do. So after getting this angle, this is 90? Yeah? Is it 45 or 90? So you want the branches either to start from here or here, but not one. It's around a foot, 30 centimeters. So you cut off the lower what? Primaries and leaves like this. It is best to use a secateur, but if you have a very sharp knife, you cut it off like this one. And then you cut off this one. Make sure you don't bruise the plant. Then you go on like this one. This is the training. You can see what I'm doing, yeah, so that it does not break. Then you get a stick. Kanyigeyo munda. Once. Here, up to 10, it is still very cold. But from this period, up from 11, midday at 1 is the hottest part of the what? The day. So it will burn here. This part will be burnt and it activates the branch formation. So the branches will start from here, and then you will pick either 2 or 3 depending on the size of the what? The plant. And while this one goes on, you can take 2, and then afterwards when they have come, like here this size, you remove the rest down, then you put over this stick. So it will be 1, 2 and 3. Sometimes they make 4 depending on the size of the plant. After some time, we are in a garden which has stayed for over 30 years, 30 to 40 years, and the necessary management practice is stamping. When you see the productivity of an area has gone down, we call it law of diminishing returns. You add everything, fertilizer, what you do, the weeding, you mulch, but the yield is not increasing. It is just decreasing. You have to stamp. And this is a practice which has been done maybe 10 to 15%. 10 to 20%. Most of the farmers don't stamp their coffee. They fear, they have that fear. What shall I eat after stamping? But this is the practice where they cut off all the old plants. You can see the stem, they cut. This is this, they have cut all the branches. You can see this is 1, 2, 3. They have cut everything here. And then the plant, you leave a breather, this one for survival, because it has to make food, and also you have to eat something. So this breather is the one which makes food for the plant to come back, rejuvenation. So this was stamped some time ago, and now it has brought numerous branches. So these numerous branches you have to cut, Jango Sale. You cut off the rest. You cut off the singular so these numerous branches, you leave the best one. You cut off the bad ones first until you come to the best ones. Use a secateur, so the work has to use a very sharp tool. So you can leave 1, 2, these are 2, 3, 4 branches. This will come up per stamp, and then you weed as they have weeded. You deep weed, you can see, they have deep weeded. It's not harrowing, it is deep, so that they change the soil. The top one goes down, this is how they do it. And when you have some manure, like it is going to rain, it's going to apply per what? Per stake, per stool. Yeah, when you don't have a lot, you apply manure per stool. Then the plant will come back. Then you will get more money. But here, many people don't stamp, because when you don't stamp, you will get very small beans. And when you have some manure, like it is going to rain, it's going to apply per stool.
Farmers are encouraged to adopt good agricultural practices to get high yields, good prices and better income from coffee. These tips are brought to you by Uganda Coffee Development Authority.